What's up, everybody? This is Attorney Ted back for another video for Attorney Reacts. And today we're going to be reacting to off-duty Nashville cop attacks me and assaults me for asking for his name and badge number. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah, it's her candy. I apologize. It fell out.
Get on your knees. Put your hands behind your back. What? Sir?
What the are you doing?
Sir.
Dude,
Sir.
Let go of my phone, man. Sam, take my phone.
Okay, whoa. Okay, so this video starts off with a bang. We're getting right into it. So just by the name of the video, this guy seems like he's an off-duty cop, and these people did something that he does not like. So just as a point of order, a police officer has jurisdiction, as long as they are in their jurisdiction which they work in, they have 24-hour authority to carry a gun and to make an arrest just as if they were in uniform. So this off-duty cop, if he is in his jurisdiction and there is a law that is broken, they can do it as necessary to enforce that law. Okay, let's get back into it.
What are you doing?
Hey, we're
Get back.
we're homeless.
You ain't a cop, man.
And we're just walking.
Show me your badge.
We're just walking across.
What the f, man? I didn't do nothing. All I did was ask your name and badge
Am I gonna have a
number.
problem with you?
No.
You smashed my phone,
Okay,
man.
calm down.
What is wrong with you, dude?
Jamal, let's just go.
No, don't go.
Stop.
Stop. Stop.
Look, we're just trying to walk.
I'm not being detained by
He
you.
doesn't get hit.
Yes, we're just trying to walk across.
Get out of the road so your kid doesn't get hit.
You assaulted me, dude, and it's on video.
Okay, let's pause first and foremost about this victim or potentially someone who just broke the law about saying that this is assault. So theoretically, assault, battery in the state of Texas is whenever you are unlawfully using force against another to create bodily injury. And here we are potentially, which what this off-duty cop did. Now, it all depends kind of on, was this cop acting within the realms of and the bounds of their duty and their obligations as a police officer in their jurisdiction? We're about to find out exactly what this guy did.
Officers.
You are not a cop. Hey, he's trying to kidnap me. Help!
Yeah.
Help!
He's trying to say I'm trying to kidnap him now.
He's trying to.
Now, I will say first and foremost, it looks like here that the cop has not identified himself as a cop yet, which could be major problems here because as a police officer, you have to identify yourself as a peace officer whenever you are going to make an arrest or a detainment so that the public can understand exactly what they're trying to do and it's not just some random person here that is potentially going to be assaulting you.
He identified as a cop. So if he's not really a cop, this dude pretended to be a cop.
He brings up a good point. So, at the same time, it is also against the law to identify yourself as a peace officer if, in fact, you are not a peace officer. So, that's another piece of the story here is, what exactly is this dude? He has yet to identify himself. He hasn't given a badge number, any sort of identification that he is a cop. He's just stating that he is. So, that could also be a potential crime on his end.
You're starting to scare me and you're making me nervous.
You just attacked me. Yeah, you're lucky you didn't get shot, dude.
I haven't seen any weapons. They're homeless.
That don't mean I don't have weapons.
We don't
All
have
right,
any
now
weapons.
he's threatening me. He's saying he has a weapon.
I said because I'm homeless don't mean I don't have weapons.
I mean, I will say at this point, if I'm the guy who's just been assaulted or someone that off-duty cop has attempted to make arrest on at this point, I'm getting out of there. While he's on the phone, so it looks like they're on foot, they've got a baby, I'm getting my family away from that situation regardless. I doubt this off-duty cop, if he in fact is one, is going to chase after me, and I'm going to avoid all confrontations with the law at this point and just try to carry on with my day.
Sam, get back. Walk away from him. He's
We
crazy.
still don't even know what they did yet. I mean, they're walking with a child right now. Like, what could these people have possibly done that had warranted this guy to come out and literally try to make an arrest and tackle this guy on the ground and potentially what seemed like tase him? It doesn't look like they were breaking in or causing a ruckus. Hopefully we'll find out here.
All right, look, can you just talk to me like a normal human?
No, dude, you f***ing attacked me. You're going to jail.
I'm not going to be nice if you try to attack me regardless of what I did. So
You don't have to ask.
Don't walk towards me, man.
Get up here.
Don't walk towards me, man.
Okay, just sit right there.
Yeah,
Punch you out of the road.
the sad part about all this is the real victim here is the little girl. Like, I feel for her. It sounds like she's homeless. I mean, this whole situation, I mean, it's just not good. This is sad. I feel extremely bad for her.
Sir, if you want to leave, I'm not going to stop you.
You said I was detained, so if you're not a cop when they get here.
Now you're saying he wants to stay.
I mean, even this guy's like, dude, if you want to leave, just leave. Let's be done with this situation. But
Oh, I'm not gonna run from him. I didn't do nothing wrong. He did. Oh, no. I'm gonna stay and talk to him and show him the video of you attacking me. Whether you're a cop or not, you don't have qualified immunity, you piece of shit.
let's break that down a little bit. Qualified immunity. So qualified immunity is the concept that because you are a governmental entity or you work for a governmental entity, that you have protections against subsects of the law. Usually it's civil liability. So for instance, if you work for a governmental body, or like, let's say a bus hits you, the government, the city that owns that bus, has limited civil liability when you're suing them. Government protection, basically. Yeah, so qualified immunity is, it protects you against limited liability in civil lawsuits when you're performing duties as a civil servant, or as, you know, your institution, etc. That's a governmental institution. It doesn't have any effect here on the criminal side potentially, but so this guy, I don't know what he's trying to get at with qualified immunity here. Here we go. Uniform PD rolling up. Let's
I'm
see
not
what they've
going
got
to
say
jail,
about
dude.
it.
I didn't do anything wrong.
We're about to find out real quick if this guy actually is a cop. Let's see how the cop reacts to him.
Forged me, threw me down on the ground,
Yeah, maybe he's a cop. I don't know.
put his knee in my throat, literally had me down on the ground,
Yeah, that is true.
all because I asked for his name and badge number.
Hank Penn said he was going to have him arrested and taken to jail, and I'm like,
So I want to press charges on him. I have it on video.
Is he really a
Would you
cop?
like to see it?
And I don't think you can. I don't know if you can really arrest him. You should put your hands on
Just
him.
because he's a cop, he don't have qualified immunity.
Keep your hands.
Here we go with the
to your
qualified
head.
immunity again, bro.
So I was sitting here, Daddy.
We're not talking about civil actions right now.
And you should let him know who I am. He's about to be famous.
This thing's shaking like crazy.
Oh, it was hard to breathe. He had all his body weight in my throat, choking me out.
Once again, this little girl's in the middle of the situation, and she's the real victim here. The dad over here is acting like an absolute lunatic. As a father, you're supposed to be calming down a situation around your kid, acting, you know, not exposing her to this type of situation. It sounds like this isn't the first time this guy's, I mean, it sounds like he's just saying that he's a First Amendment auditor, so probably going around looking for things to film, and maybe that's how he got himself into this situation as well, bringing your wife and kid along. I mean, jeez.
I'll find out his name and badge number in a minute.
Who drove the cop car away? Tell him the story, try to give him the facts. So when there's some sort of dispute and the cops are trying to figure out exactly what happened and they weren't on scene to see it, this is usually what happens. They'll segregate the two parties, they'll go interview both sides and try to connect the pieces of the facts that match together, and then make a determination of who's lying and who's not. Because both parties can't be telling the truth. So this is part of their initial investigation into what happened.
This is where he lives, everybody. Springfield, Tennessee, off of Eagle Lane. I know he said his name was William. That's what he told dispatch.
Looks like they're taking the statement of the potential cop. Guess we're about to see if they're going to come over and take our guys. It's kind of an awkward situation because the guy knows he's being talked about. It's like being, you know, the awkward guy in a classroom dispute when you're waiting to get the teacher to come and reprimand you and you know they're talking shit about you. So awkward. All right, let's see what the cop has to say. This should be interesting.
As long as you stand here while he does.
Yes, sir, of course.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Is your body cam going?
Yes. Okay. Jeremiah. Is that your name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Detective William Thorogood with Metro Police. Okay?
Uh-huh.
All right. I'm not trying to hurt you. Don't want to scare you. And I'm really sorry for the confrontation I had in front of your child. Okay? I feel really bad about that. And I just want to apologize to you. So I am sorry for upsetting your kid, especially around the holiday season. So
Yeah, because she's never going to forget that now, and she's going to look at cops as pieces because of you.
you're absolutely right. I'm taking that into consideration. Apologize to you.
I try to teach my kid that not all cops are bad. There are good cops, and then you come out and do shit like
I'm trying
that.
to be a good one, so please just hear me out, okay? Jeremiah.
Wow. Okay. Very interesting and not what I expected to happen. We got a detective here. He's identified himself. Cop. Okay, got it. Next, whatever happened to have him come out and throw that man to the ground, he's obviously regretting here because he thinks he overstepped his bounds here and he does not want our guy to continue to press charges. I have never seen a cop do something like this where they're going to come out and essentially grovel to the guy that they were saying they were going to arrest to hopefully not press charges here. This is pretty wild. Let's see where we go.
All right, can you hear me out?
I hear you.
All right, let me just swallow my pride here and say I apologize for upsetting you and your family. Okay?
It don't matter if you're a cop or not.
My apology.
It's our thing for
I just
anybody.
didn't like the litter in my yard. That's
Yeah,
all.
it-
That's
it-
all.
She didn't mean to drop it, but to
really is
go to that extent because I pulled out my phone and asked you for your name and badge number, really? Come on now.
Okay, so now we know they were walking by, it sounds like, and dropped some litter in his yard. And then this guy went berserk, went into full-on cop hard-on mode, and then went and attacked them and threw him to the ground and saying he was going to arrest him for litter in the yard. This warrants an apology. This guy obviously was being, I mean, granted, no one wants to have litter in their yard, but doesn't warrant anybody coming and tackling another person, cop or no cop. Like that is, I mean, at least he's apologizing here, but it does sound like that was some crazy shit. Like, just tell me to pick it up or I'll just, you know, give you the finger and walk off. That is, wow, okay.
All right.
Jeremiah, listen to me.
Do you not agree with that?
100%, you're right, and I apologize. And I want you to understand how hard it is for me to...
Oh, I know how hard it is for cops. I know. I'm a First Amendment auditor. I know.
All right, well, we need more people like you in this world.
She said you wanted that, but that lady brought her.
I'll extend my hand to you if you're man enough to shake it.
Oh, I'm man enough to shake your hand.
All right.
Is it alright if we leave it at that, sir? or-
Yeah. I mean, I'm still going to post a video, though. I mean,
That's your legal right. I'm
Yeah.
not going to stop you from doing that. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I can tell you exactly how that conversation went between the two uniformed cops and the off-duty detective. They probably went over there and said, listen, man, you've been on video for this entire thing. Regardless, you don't look good, they don't look good, but he's got a YouTube audience. He's going to show you as this crazy asshole cop, and the only way, legal right or wrong, to rectify this is to go over there and put your tail between your legs and apologize. And that's exactly what he did. That was the only thing that he could do to make this as simple on himself as possible. And he's man enough to swallow his pride there. Kudos to them. And hey, and the cops went out there and they diffused the situation, which is exactly what cops are supposed to do. They were excellent, and props to them too. All right, everybody, thanks for watching that first video with me and reacting, and thanks for hanging around while I reacted to that video. Now this is the second video in the comments, a follow-up video here. So let's get right into it and see exactly what happened next.
Everybody, the grand jury did not indict William Thorogood.
Okay, so this is interesting as well a little bit that he brings up the grand jury. So, you know, obviously every state has a different mechanism for prosecuting crime. Here in the state of Texas, a grand jury is only in charge of hearing indictments for felony cases, not misdemeanors, which I thought that this would be if they ended up going ahead pressing charges here against the off-duty cop here. So, you know, it was simple battery, you know, in the state of Texas, which would not be a felony. So it's interesting to hear the different jurisdictional qualifications here. So let's see exactly what else is going to go on.
Even down to the investigator sitting in the room with my wife saying he would have loved for it to be on video so he could have watched me get attacked by this cop. I will be releasing that video of my wife in the room with the investigator and the one again with me in the room with the investigator so y'all can all see how the investigator was never on my side in this, guys.
Well, so at the end of the day, the investigator is just, if this is a grand jury proceeding, is just going to be a little piece of this, right? So what happens is the prosecutor, the district attorney, at least in the state of Texas, will put together the indictment packet and they will present that to a grand jury. A grand jury is a sitting group of, local citizens, your peers, that hear for usually, I believe it's a 2-week period at a time, a whole mess of cases that we're trying to figure out if we're going to true bill, which means indict someone on a felony charge, at least in the state of Texas. And the investigator is not necessarily in charge of all of that. Regardless, it sounds like it went to a grand jury, so they felt like they had enough that they could present. And it sounds like that they no-billed it, meaning that the cop here is not going to be indicted. A lot of the time, I will say there's probably some inherent bias and, and a little bit of nepotism there, whatever you're dealing with someone that's working in the same office there, cops, DAs, etc. We like to think that there's complete no bias. Sometimes that there is. Kind of the nature of working with your peers there.
I now plan on filing lawsuits against Springfield, including Nashville, and I'm going to sue the living breaks off of them.
Now, what's interesting here is he says he's going to sue him here, right? So this is potentially where qualified immunity could take place for the cop here. But another thing, I'm thinking, okay, who's going to take this case? What plaintiff's attorney is going to take this? Because what are the damages here? There's not much punitive here. There's definitely not any economic damage. He didn't get hurt. He just got taken to the ground here. Unless you've got an attorney here who's willing to take something pro bono, there's not much money to be made here from plaintiff's side. So he might be going pro se, meaning he might be representing himself. I don't think I want to see this man here as a pro se litigant in a civil courtroom. I don't think there'd be much decorum. He seems like he flies off the handle pretty quick.
It's all on video, and he already hems us up enough, and it's all on video. Yeah, it's a problem. And he shows his badge and says, I'm a cop and everything. From there, you see him leave his driveway and go into the street and then attack Jeremiah. Yes, all on video. Yeah, it's a problem.
Wow, even the cop here, so basically it looks like the victim here in this scenario, our cameraman, has received a copy of the body cam footage, and the own cop that showed up said that the detective was acting crazy and trying to arrest people for no reason. I mean, yeah, you're right on point there. It is kind of crazy here that the cop hopefully, didn't just walk away with this. It looked like he was abusing his power here. Just got pissed off, and as sometimes cops do, they have power trips, and here's a prime example of one. The cop's like, I don't want any part of this shit. This guy's crazy. At the end of the day, the cop overstepped his boundaries, He shouldn't have gone over there and attacked that guy if it was just for simple littering. I mean, come on. You all need to be just a little nicer to each other. So at the end of the day, sounds like the cop, we don't know any follow-up here. I don't know if he was relieved of his duties, he put on administrative leave or anything like that, but it sounds like no charges ended up coming against the guy. So, but hey, thanks for joining me today on Attorney Reacts. I'm Attorney Ted, and I'll see you next time.
Big verdict.